I always knew that I wanted to start my own business. I just never really felt like it was the right time. But over the last month, I have gotten so many signs that I cannot ignore. Signs that I want to share with you guys that literally were giving me goosebumps. It's time for me to step out on faith. I've been working in the background for the better part of a year, trying to figure out exactly where I could provide value into the marketplace and exactly where I could help the businesses. It's gotten to the point where I've got to make a decision. I need to go out on my own. So I want to share with you guys 3 stories of what happened in the last 30 days. My wife and I, Amber, who I love dearly, and he's been incredibly supportive, and I thank you so much for everything that you do for me, my love. My wife and I started going to a new church. We want to get connected with a group. We joined a Bible study group. While in that group, we didn't quite vibe with everybody there, and so we ended up going for 1 week, and then we never ended up going back. Now, our church is a decent size. It's probably 800 to maybe 1,000 people. As I happen to be walking out of the church, I see the gentleman. He comes up. Hey, can I talk to you for a second? Now, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh man, this guy's gonna lay me out because I rolled out and didn't say anything. Hey, I've been praying for everybody in our group, and I had a vision about you. You and your wife are in a desert. Very accurate for the time we're in. There's a river running in between you, and Amber's on one side, you're on the other. Amber has been ready for me to leave for a long time, and I haven't. You keep looking, trying to time when to go across the river. And he said, God wants you to know that he has your back and that you need to take the leap of faith, and God's gonna take care of you. And I'm like, wow. I've had maybe a 30-minute conversation with this guy. I've talked nothing about business. I was blown away. I sat on it for 3 weeks and I didn't do anything. I just wasn't ready to make the jump. And so I continued to sit and wait. And then in this last week, our church had a fast from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the name of the fast was a vision fast. One of the first messages that they went through was talking about Gideon and how Gideon needed multiple signs from God before he was ready to step out on faith. And he goes to the example of he wanted him to light this wood on fire and then, wet the fire and then light the fire. And the morning actually that I decided to step out on my own, they talked about a river rushing through, similar to my vision that gentleman had. And on top of it, that morning, they also referenced how God will sometimes call you to something and you're in this weird spot in the middle where it hasn't quite come to fruition, but you need to step out on faith. And I'm like, how many more times is he gonna say something to me? Then one thing happened and I said, this is it, God. So I talked to my CEO and I said, hey, time for me to move on. Yeah, it's been wonderful. I've enjoyed working here, but it's time for me to go out to do my own thing. I get off the phone at 11 o'clock, go upstairs, tell Amber, my wife. We're sitting there, we're talking. She's excited, relieved. She's been wanting me to do this for a while and go out on my own. As I'm sitting there, still talking to my wife, I get a text message who worked for me probably a year and a half ago and who I hadn't spoken with in 2 to 3 months. She goes, David, you're heavy on my mind. I just want you to know that you are an incredibly valuable asset. You're an MVP. Keep building. It will bear fruit in due season. How could you possibly know to send me that message? In my mind, I'm like, did she just talk with the CEO? There's no way that you could know to send me that message. So I text her, I said, did you just talk to somebody? And she's LOL, yes, the Lord Jesus Christ. I responded, oh, seriously, you just talked to our CEO? And she, no, I just kept hearing from God that I needed to send you this message right now. Now, I'm like, how incredible is this? I call her later on in the day and say, Sarah, how did you know to send me a message? She says, I was on the phone with my husband, half listening, and I kept getting this pulling to send you a note. I'm on the highway driving, trying to finger type text message you this message. That's how powerful the pull was to send it to you right now. That's when I knew it was time to take the leap of faith and be obedient. It's clearly what is painfully obvious to everyone else around me that I need to go and start my business. And part of why I feel called to this is that when I look at everything that has happened over the last few years, and we look at what's happening with the economy, with tariffs, interest rates, Trump just announced a 50-year mortgage for people. And that's when I knew that this wasn't just a good idea. It's now something I need to follow. I need to be obedient. He is clearly calling me to do this. The reason why I feel so compelled is because I love the craft of sales. I've been a student for a long time. It has given me a wonderful lifestyle, allowed me to take care of my family. And I want the same for others have poured into me. And at the end of the day, if you don't have sales, you don't have a business. That's why I'm starting Pendulum. My sales philosophy is not high pressure sales philosophy. In today's market, I see that most of the high pressure philosophies don't tend to resonate with the average customer. And so the reason why I named this company Pendulum is there's a concept of staying left of the pendulum. Instead of pushing and being more aggressive, taking a more laid back approach, being more of a cool cat, so to speak, is what actually is going to put you in a position of power in the sales cycle. I've developed a sales methodology that I've used over the years with some core concepts. Now there's 4 key elements to what I'm going to be bringing to the marketplace. And these are all elements that I've implemented in all the companies that I've worked for and hundreds of small businesses that I've helped over the last few years. First is creating a custom sales process unique to their business. So instead of having just a generic elements, creating something that's custom and unique for your specific business. These are things that take a lot of time and take a lot of energy and are not generally scalable, but are the things that generally are very productive. Most consulting companies don't provide this because it takes so much work. And that's part of what I'm doing. The second component is software, a soft spot for the marketplace. I'm using appointment intelligence software to record conversations of our sales reps, whether they're in the field or whether they're running a virtual call on Zoom. It then uses AI to see if the sales rep is then following that process and starts to identify patterns of what works well, what doesn't. And so this takes the process that we've outlined and implements it with software to make sure that people are actually following it. Because lots of people have a sales process or have a system, but if your sales reps aren't following it, it doesn't do you any good. If you know the diet plan, if you don't follow it, you're not going to get the results. So now we have software that we can actually use to make sure that our team is following that process. Third is reporting. This is a big one that far too many small businesses have limited reporting capabilities and understanding leading indicators and not just lagging indicators. So lagging indicators being revenue and close rate versus activity metrics, show rate, lead to appointment rate, lead to conversation rate. We're setting up a comprehensive dashboard, understand how each business is performing and where the bottleneck is on a company level and individual rep level. Now we're able to coach your sales rep on their unique challenges. Last, number 4, is our consulting and coaching. And this is where I'm actually going to work with the reps, do one-on-one coaching with them, do ride-alongs where I'll be reviewing their calls and giving them feedback on a regular basis. So we're able to see, are each reps following the process? Where are they having challenges? And then coaching them one-on-one. So providing a second layer of sales management for those people that have sales managers on the team and they might be overwhelmed. This is going to be a great solution. And if you don't have a sales manager, there's an awesome solution. It's going to provide your team with more guidance, more support to level up. After seeing all these signs over the last 30 days, it has become impossible for me to ignore the message that I'm getting. And so I truly believe God has called me to help people. This purpose is bigger than me. I believe that we're going to be creating something that's going to change people's lives. And if you feel that same pull, if you feel that my message resonates with you, reach out, let's connect. You can text me at 202-900-6424, or you go to pendulumpros.com. I'd love to have a conversation and see if what we're putting together here is in alignment with what you're looking for. I thank you for all the people that have supported me, all the positive and kind words. Thank you first to Chris Marentis, who was my first CEO, absolutely changed my life, and it gave me this incredible opportunity. I want to thank Manoj from Sales Intel, who believed in me and supported me. I want to thank Chelsea Madden, who has been an incredible mentor of mine, who's always given me phenomenal advice and given me great guidance. I want to thank Johan, who was probably one of the first people ever to say that I'm going to be a CEO. I want to thank Ryan, who I worked with for the last couple of years, who was actually the person who first got me to go into sales leadership. I'll be creating new content on what I do, how I support contractors. If my message resonated, please reach out to me, 202-900-6424. I'd love to connect and see if there's alignment with my vision and what you're looking to accomplish.